Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Today's episode presented by Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com. Use promo code BEARS20. That'll get you 20% off plus free shipping at checkout. Father's Day is almost here. Manscaped, ton of great products for Father's Day. So go check that out. Link in the comments and in the description. Let's get into the latest news and rumors. Big news day today following the whole OTA debacle yesterday. We'll break that all down. Matt Eberflus spoke with the media just about an hour ago. And, of course, later on in the show, we talked Deebo Samuel yesterday. DK Metcalf trade rumors back in the headlines as he is not reported to mandatory minicamp in Seattle. We'll explore that, see if there's any possibility that the Bears would be interested in a trade. All right. Let's talk about the whole situation where the Bears got stripped of an OTA practice due to live contact in the month of May. Eberflus addressed it today, said the league did not fine him or the Bears when typically they are able to do so. So maybe this was a very minor violation type of situation. He said he's got respect for the NFL and NFLPA. Basically said early on in OTAs there was some live contact that didn't sound like it was intentional. It's just you got a lot of young guys, rookies running through plays, and a couple guys end up pushing each other, that type of stuff. I don't think this is a big deal. I think it's even less of a big deal after hearing Matt Eberflus talk today. Look, he's instilling a new culture of physicality, competition. These guys are competing out there. If there's a little contact that happened, that took place, no big deal. Cole Kmet even said today, hey, some of the young guys are still learning how to go 100% without not having contact. And, that sounds, easier than it probably actually is. It doesn't sound like it's been an issue over the last several practices. Don't miss out if the Bears make any moves or if there's any more juicy rumors, news out there. We're going to cover it here on a daily basis on this channel. So please subscribe. We'll have you locked in all year long. Mandatory minicamp next week should be interesting. I'm going to get into some OTAs winners and losers tomorrow now that OTAs has wrapped up here today. So be on the lookout for that. Subscribe today, 100% free. More Chicago Bears coverage here on the channel. All right, here was another quote from Matt Eberflus as he, of course, talked about how the actual football went. Said this: the offense had an outstanding day on Monday. I think I counted 11 chunk passes and 1 chunk run. The defense came back today, had a lot of nice plays on the ball. And you like to see that. You don't want to see either side of the football dominating practice after practice after practice, because when a unit bounces back, what does that tell you? They're competitive. This team is going to compete. Doesn't mean they're going to be a great team, but they will play hard. They will fight. They will compete. This offense is going to have good days. The defense is going to have good days, and we've seen that through OTAs. Remember the whole practice before the draft? Everyone freaked out because Justin Fields had a poor practice. Well, Eberflus just told you on Monday's practice the offense has 11 chunk passing plays. That's a good sign. It's a good sign to see the defense bounce back today. We'll talk more about today's practice here in just a moment. Now, which unit do you think will be better for the Bears this season? You think it's going to be the offense or the defense? Obviously, it's been the defense for years and years and years and years and years throughout the history of this franchise. Type O if you think it'll be the offense. Type D if it'll be the defense. I'll lean defense, but I do think this offense will be much improved. Get your votes on in down in the comments. The defense did win today, like Eberflus alluded to earlier, and he also, like I said that the offense won the day on Monday. But more reports from reporters coming out that the secondary really stood out today. DeAndre Houston-Carson had an interception on a tip ball. Jaylon Johnson had a pass breakup as well. And by the way, Jaylon Johnson, who, has been in the headlines, got second-team reps a week ago, skipped some of the voluntary stuff earlier on in the offseason. Sounds like he's kind of getting into the good graces. He's back into good form as Jaylon Johnson back with the starters. Eberflus even said that, look, he came in here in good shape. We were just, furthering our evaluation of him. Said he had a really good day today, so that's a good sign. I think overall, this secondary has huge potential. It really does. And this is something we've talked about because, again, on paper, Jaquan Brisker should be an upgrade over to Tashawn Gibson at strong safety. Kyler Gordon should be better than any CB2 the Bears trotted out last year. Yes, those two guys are rookies, but those two positions were very weak a year ago. You got Tavon Young and Thomas Graham competing at nickel. They should both be better than Duke Shelley, so that is good. Eddie Jackson, Jaylon Johnson, another year for those guys as well. Another note on the defense, Robert Quinn still absent, has not been doing stuff in the voluntary portion of the offseason. 32-year-old vet. I'm not really concerned by this. But with minicamp next week, which is mandatory minicamp, I think it could be a storyline to follow. I would expect him to be there. He doesn't really have a reason to be frustrated. He's making a lot of money coming off a good year. Of course, new regime. There's been some trade buzz around him, but that's the nature of being a vet in this league. What do you guys think? Will Robert Quinn report to mandatory minicamp? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think he'll be there. I really do. There's no reason for him to not be there, but until it actually happens, we'll just have to wait and see. Y for yes or N for no. Appreciate Manscaped for sponsoring today's show. Got Bush? Not anymore with Manscaped, because the Lawnmower 4.0 is going to take care of all of your needs when you're shaving downstairs, and that is part of a huge package from, and if you want a huge package, by the way, go to Manscaped, the Platinum package. It includes the Lawnmower 4.0, the best shaving tool on the open market for your balls downstairs. It has the Ultra Premium collection as well, which includes shampoo, body wash, body spray, lip balm. We've been promoting that product for a while. It's got the travel kit, the boxers. It also comes with crop gel and crop exfoliator and all of that good stuff. Here's the deal about this. You actually get 52% off this product with promo code BEARS20, which is 20% off. Reason you get 52, because normally when you buy all these products separately, it's over $250. You buy this bundle, it's $123.99 with our promo code BEARS20. Check the comments, check the description. It's a great deal, and it's an awesome gift for Father's Day, which is coming up in less than a couple of weeks. So go check that out, manscaped.com, promo code BEARS20. Get the Platinum package today. You will not be disappointed by taking advantage of this product. Let's keep it moving here on Bears Now. Tevin Jenkins ran with the second team offense today, which I think, okay, that caught some headlines, kind of like Jaylon Johnson last week. It's like, okay, why is he working with the backups? I think it's even more at least notable with Teven Jenkins, because he really has a lot to prove compared to a guy like Jaylon Johnson, who's been a 2-year starter. Jenkins started a couple of games last year after having the back surgery during training camp. Here's Brad Biggs tweeting this out. One interesting development today was rookie Braxton Jones lining up with the starters at left tackle, Larry Borom at right tackle, Teven Jenkins running with the second team. Eberflus says it's part of shifting guys around to see where they are, and the coaches are looking at different combinations at other positions as well. So, I think you could take this one or two ways. Number one, the classic, emotional fan response. And I understand if you guys come at it from that angle is, oh my God, Tevin Jenkins sucks. I don't really think that's the case. I'm not going to look too much into this. We saw this with Jaylon Johnson. I don't think any of the rookies at this point, maybe that changes in training camp, but would unseat a Tevin Jenkins. But it is notable, right? I think if you're still working through different combinations, that probably at least tells you that, okay, they haven't made firm decisions on the offensive line, which can be a good or bad thing. I think you should have competition across the board. But, if Jenkins doesn't start this year, you can probably shelf that up as a bad pick, which, that happens. And I wouldn't even blame Ryan Pace for that one, because I like Tevin Jenkins. But if for some reason he's not a starter, that could be a concern. Look, I'm here for any and all competition. Get the 5 best out there. If you don't have 5 good guys out there, go sign somebody before week 1 and let's go. I think Tevin Jenkins will be a starter at right tackle. I do believe Eberflus when he says they're working through different combinations, but he's going to have to earn that spot, and he should. Pretty much everybody on this team should have to earn a starting role. The only guys who should be surefire starters are Roquan Smith, David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney, and Justin Fields, because you're not going to start Trevor Siemian. But beyond that, and maybe Jaylon Johnson and a few other guys, you got to earn your starting job. New regime, this is a team that needs to get better and compete, and that's what they're preaching here with this new regime, competition. Will Tevin Jenkins be a starter? Will he embrace competition? Type S for he'll start. Type B for he'll be a backup. What do you guys think? Will Tevin Jenkins be a starter this year? All right, we teased it earlier. DK Metcalf trade rumors have kind of re-entered the headlines as he has not reported to mandatory minicamp. Speculation continues to circulate. So do trade rumors as those have picked back up after kind of a down month in the month of May following the draft. Now, Ryan Poles did say, as we tie this back to the Bears, that he would not make a big trade for a wide receiver at this point in time. Said they're getting, the money being thrown out is, kind of crazy right now with the market, and that they're not in a place where they would do that right now. Could that change? Of course. Sports are fluid. Things change every single day. Now, Robert Schmidt, who covers the Bears for WC Gridiron, tweeted this out. I found it interesting. If you're DK Metcalf playing in Seattle next year, meaning this year, this upcoming season, doesn't make sense. Why would you want to play out your contract year with Geno Smith and Drew Lock at quarterback? Fair point. Metcalf may be in the early stages of a true holdout, which could force Seattle's hand. A trade makes sense for them. I'm interested in DK. I am. I've been interested in DK because I think he fits really well with what the Bears want to do. But based on what the Bears have told us and how they've acted this offseason in terms of the moves they've made, I don't expect the Bears to make a move at this point in time because they're not being overzealous with their money and with their trade chips. They're just not doing it. Now, you want to talk about the potential fit. I think it would be fantastic because this is a big physical freak who can absolutely run and dominate cornerbacks downfield vertically, and he's proven that with 29 touchdowns, 2 900-plus yard seasons. Would have had another 1,000-yard season last year had Russell Wilson not gotten hurt. Of course, the big year in 2020 as well with 1,300 yards, but I just don't see the Bears doing it. I'd be interested. I don't want to overpay for it, but imagine putting him at wide receiver 1, Darnell Mooney at 2, Pringle and Halas Jones working the slot there. I mean, all of a sudden you're turning a position of maybe below average, I won't say full-out weakness, into a strength. I mean, there's no doubt about that. The skill set fits really well. DK Metcalf, his skill set fits. Like I said, this team wants to throw the ball vertically. DK Metcalf, one of the best physical downfield receivers in the NFL with his speed and size. So we'll see. Could things change? Of course, things change all the time in sports. And, maybe if his trade value dropped, he could be available. But I don't expect the Bears to make a move at this point in time. You never know what the future could hold. Now, if you were in charge, don't answer this question based on what you think the Bears will do. Answer it based on what you would do. You're Ryan Poles. You have the keys. Would you make a move in trade for DK Metcalf, assuming he's available? Type T for trade, type P for pass. What would you do if you were in charge? Get your votes in down in the comments section. That's going to do it for today's episode of Chicago Bears Now. Appreciate all the support, all the love. I've really enjoyed this offseason. Getting ready to go. Mandatory minicamp next week, and then before you know it, training camp will be here as well. Subscribe for more videos. Remember, trying to get to 50,000 subs by training camp in late July. The link is flashing below, youtube.com/BearsNow. I'm Harrison Graham. We'll see you soon here on the channel.